eating, so am I. Well, I'm just sat in bed because I was doing some energy work, and I'll tell you about that another time because it goes into everything that's been going on lately, but it isn't for now because you'll get it in a bit of time. But yeah, sorry the lighting's dark because it's not good lighting in here anyway. But I was just doing something, and actually what I'll just put out now is because I don't know how all this is going to come out, but it's just going to come out the way it does. Just write that. Let me just read out what I wrote down. So this might not make any sense to anyone. Doesn't really make any sense to me yet. But if you know, sometimes when you're doing meditations, hi everybody. Who have we got in? Effie, Astral Thief, Rob, Pappy, Lois. Didn't see Lois there. And whoever else may be watching. And I've just woke up sort of from a meditation, so excuse me if I'm a bit like not in this realm yet. But hi Colin. So this might make sense to some of you, but I just got I knew it was you. I knew it was you, Pappy. That's why I was laughing. I was like, I know who that is. In my mind's eye, I saw a flash of a person, a man, and I'm just going to say this out loud in case it makes any sense. I'm just going to say it out loud anyway. It might not make any sense. It might make sense to me in a couple of days or a week because that's how some of it works sometimes. But I'm just going to say it out loud anyway. I got a vision of a man, age about, I don't know, mid to late 40s with sort of mid-length hair about here, but a bit, I don't know, a bit like long bangs like this, but like sort of shabby hair. And he was at a stage, leaning over to a stage, like a stage at a school, you know, where you perform on stage, but he wasn't on the stage. He was at the bottom of the stage. Hi, Robert. And he was wearing a red and white checked, you know, like a lumberjack shirt, red and white. And it just felt like he was a music teacher. So I'm just going to say that out loud because that's what came in and that's what sort of thoughts went along with that person that flashed in my mind's eye. It just was a quick flash and I was like, what's all that about? Because that isn't like what I was meditating on, but that just came in and then it went. So I'm just putting that out there anyway. Just in case it makes sense to anyone or it makes sense to me in a couple of days or a week, like the red dog thing did when that came in a few weeks ago. That's why I write things down, because sometimes it doesn't make sense till sort of later on. Sorry, my hair's just everywhere. So, what day? I was about to say what a crazy week. It's not a crazy week because it's Monday still. I don't know what day it is. Daddy Dragon just had his channel taken down. Too much truth. Well, yeah, that's happening everywhere, and I am going to talk a little bit of the number 17 and all that in a minute. But hi, Eddie. Oh yeah, sorry, you've just said that. Yeah. So anyway, you know how things sync up, because that's why I put things are syncing on. The 17 in chat right now. How hilarious! And then it's gone back down again. Oh, well, Rob, a lot of you are going to, I think, sync up with what I'm saying. So, this week, I don't say this week because it's Monday. Well, first of all, it's February. Remember what I said about Love You for February, the whole of February? So I'm sticking to that. I know it's day one, but it's not going to be on here all the time that I'm doing it. It's on my community page. So if you want to see what I'm doing for that and maybe you want to join in or have an idea, and this is because, one, it's my birthday month, two, it's Valentine's month, and three, you've got to remember to give yourself love and be kind to yourself. So, because we forget sometimes, especially with what's going on, but we need it with what's going on. So, I'll just go over to my page just to show you anyway. Just, like I said, if you don't know where the community page is, you have to go to my channel across the top and it'll say community. So, to my channel, community is up there. You tap on that, go across. Oh, I put Tom MacDonald on. What a truther rapper he is in his latest songs, Ace. My dad sent it to me and I was like, Dad, I've told you Tom McDonald's ace. He's independent rapper. He's not, you know. So I put this up today. I did this lovely little picture. Don't know if you can see it, but that's a picture I put up. And it was a crystal bath today, which I did this morning when I got up. So I'm just going to read it out for the people who may have not seen it. So it says, crystal bath. Well, it's the 1st of February, day 1, and I'm doing Love-uary. But I'm used to, oh, yeah, Love-uary instead of February. For the whole month of February, oh, I've put do, I meant so. Do I'll be posting? Just let me edit that. I always read things back and I think, yeah, it's all right. And then I look and I'm like, no, I've spelt this wrong. I've spelt that wrong. Never mind. I've done it again. So, no. So, oh, no. So, it says, so I'll be posting every day on here to give you an inspiration of how to give yourself self-love. Just let me switch this off. It's like right in my face, making me look pink. Oh, that's no better, but it's the lighting in my bedroom, so. Blah, blah, blah. I know there are a lot of people, especially in this transitional time and with what's going on in the world right now, who are not taking care of themselves, and you must remember to do self-care acts. It keeps your spirits up and helps you relax and have peace within. Yes, we like to show love to others, but you must remember to be kind to yourself and recharge. Giving love is also giving love to thyself. I've chosen a crystal bath for my first self-love act. Relaxing, peaceful, calming for the mind, body and soul. Also using salts, flowers, essential oils and candles help with the experience, giving your eyes a beautiful visual too. Don't worry if you have meant to say no crystals. Let me put that back in again. I swear I changed this. Don't worry if you have no crystals or any of that stuff, you know. So, let me go now. So don't worry if you have no crystals. A candle bath or just taking the time, that's what's important. That time in the bath is all self-love. Taking a little time to self-care in your day. Hope some of you are joining in and you may be doing different acts, but as long as you are taking the time to do something for you, as giving self, I changed this and it's done it again. Giving self-love, edit it again. Giving self-love, where's that gone now? Giving self-love, predictive bloody thingy. As giving self-love to yourself means you can give more love to others. So that should be changed over now. So just for anyone who didn't see that, what you were saying, I had a light flash in my head a month ago, so blinded. Oh, well, funny you should say that. So that's all over on my, community page. Anyway, yeah, last night, well, funny enough, I went to see a friend and we were just having a bit of a chat and she was like talking about spiritual stuff and we were like, yeah. And I was showing her my orbs and stuff and she was like, oh yeah, you always get lots of them, don't you? And I know someone who's this and I know someone who's that. Then I know someone who people thought were mad and she used to do things years ago and that weren't classed as good. And then she has all these experiences. She said she got in contact with her higher self and as I looked up, it was 33, Christ consciousness. And I was like, well, yeah, because your higher self does talk to you and people think you are mad. And it was just this bit of a conversation going on and I was like, ooh. So moderators let people know I'm on one, so I can't say hi to everyone. I say hi to everyone in chat now and I'll say your names after. So, and I'm not really looking at chat because I'll get distracted. So moderators, be on the case. Thank you very much. So, yeah, so anyway, we came back and my fella was here and I went, what was that film you wanted to watch the other day? Let's watch a film and chill out because yeah, we just wanted to chill out. So cheers. So we ended up watching The Abyss. I just can't get over what's happened this morning. So anyway, this was last night. Some of you might know where this is leading to because I think I put a post up. Now, he said to me, why, have you seen the film? And I went, oh yeah, it's about the abyss, innit, in the sea, you know, beings at the bottom of the sea or something. He went, have you seen it? I went, I can't remember. He said, well, how do you know it's that? I went, well, the abyss is the abyss. And I mean, it's like space but upside down, innit? Like, have we been there? It's that deep. So, yeah, so we put it on because I can't remember. I said, yeah, it's a bit like Cocoon, but not, you know. So we ended up watching it. I remember bits of it at the beginning, but it was that long ago that I watched it. I couldn't remember the end bit. So obviously at the end, I'm like, oh my God, yes. Got really excited. So we're watching The Abyss, and obviously, spoiler alert if anyone's not seen it, but you know, when the beings come of light, and they do look like, some of them do look like big jellyfish, but they're like ETs inside, like, you know what I mean, full of light, and they work by, you know, they make electrical appliances flicker and go off. And water, because water's a conductor, you know, the stuff most of us know. So nothing new under the sun, as we know. But I was I was saying to my fellow one, well, it's a bit like them orbs, isn't it? It's a bit like the orbs that you know, I have communication with, because in the film, the when they come in to communicate with the woman, because she has a nice frequency and stuff, and she wasn't fearful when she first saw it. She was more like, yeah, it was a bit of a shock. Yeah, space, exactly. As above, so below. That's within, so without. Exactly. Not that space down there. So what was above, what was below, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, spoiler alert, laugh out if people haven't seen it by now. I know, because it's an old film in it, so you know. I know 33, Christ consciousness, talk about that in a minute as well. Christ, just let me write that down. Yes. So, anyway, yeah, watching the film and all that, and then obviously they go to her at first, because she knows that she wasn't in fear, and she knows they were like malevolent, and when they try to communicate, if you see the film, and they morph into her face and they morph into the other guy's face, and they're like, you know, and the guy's gone a bit paranoid in there, and he with the pressure, you know, the weirdo, the Navy SEALs that went off with pressure, because obviously he went a bit paranoid, like a lot of people are doing these days with what's going on in the world right now. But this is what I've always said. When people poo-hoo orbs and stuff, and I'm not talking about bits of stuff that's floating about, we all know that, people expect like a communication as in physical, the way we talk, but it's not. It's a communication of flashing and lights, and you might get something in your head, but it's not a physical communication like we have, face to face, speaking a language of English or whatever you want to call it. This is personally just my experience of how I see things at the minute, and some of you may resonate in chat, some of you may not. That's fine. It's just my experiences. So I said I come on here now to talk about my experiences and what I see and feel the most of what it is. So I am going to put an orb video up straight after this that I got before, that I put in because I was listening to somebody and they were coming in. So because they're not in physical matter, there's different stages of matter where in the physical they are non-physical, so they don't communicate the same as us, they don't look the same as us, they come in more of a plasma light force. Hi Red Pill Phil, keep shining dollar. Oh, greetings. Hi Red Pill Phil, I don't know if this might be quite out there for you, I don't know. So syncing up today, so listen to this, right? We watched The Abyss last night. I'm clapping at the end like, yes, come on you little light forces. So anyway, I wake up first thing this morning, something happened which was bonkers, but I'm not talking about that, that's just something else. I put my phone on and I'm like, oh, I wonder what everyone's waffling on about on YouTube, because I don't go to the news, because I'm not involved in that at the minute. That's playing out the way it needs to. Loads of people are talking about what's going on with Trump and Q, just like I've been saying of people can't be told, they have to be shown. So all that stuff's going down. There's loads of stuff going down. Not even, you know, people who are asking for facts, figures, dates. We know now from way back we don't give dates out because it never works that way. It is all happening. There is stuff going on. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, give a big shout out to Red Pill Phil. Go and check his channel if you don't know about him. So anyway, I'm not looking at any of that because I'm just, patience is a virtue. Oh yes. I'll come back to that in a bit though, because that's all coming today as well. So I put my phone on. Does anyone know Gina? Gina, I think I sent it to Redfield Pill actually. Gina, the one who does all the like UFO stuff in America. Some of you all know what I mean. I don't watch her all the time, but sometimes I'll pop in, like I do with a lot of people. Just pop in, see what they're talking about. I'm observing what people are talking about. And then you'll know from the collective what most people are talking about. And we're not talking about like the BBC or anyone like that. Yeah, we observe what's going on. Like, yeah, we observe. you know, we're going back into it, but we're observing at the minute, not getting too caught up with stuff. But now, if a lot of you know about this channel, I think, especially if you're into like esoteric stuff and whatever. But oh no, sorry, this is the next one. So yeah, Gina Marie, is it Colvin was the first one that popped up, and I went, what's she watching? The Abyss? Because a lot of people have seen these videos and a lot of people have commented. Now, just listen to this.
Applebrook's. So it's right by the ocean, you all.
By the ocean.
It's right by the ocean or something.
This camera.
But it literally it cut me out. It disconnected me 3 times is what it did. Hello. So now it's panning back around is what it's doing. I'm going to speed this up.
Let me just show you.
That's what it's...
So there's all this plasma. Loads of people are seeing this plasma coming out of lights. Obviously, it's energy, but... Oh, it's gone off. Right, hang on a minute. Oh, did you? Just hang on. Oh, Jesus. Right.
Why it needed to stay down.
Right, hang on. I'll just get this bit that comes in. I'm thinking the Abyss. Right. Where is it?
Okay. Yeah, so he's already there, so that's good. So you all can go there too if you can find.
Oh, it's not when they cut my connection. Hang on, what's the other one?
I'm going to hop off of here. I'm going to go back downstairs and set.
Right, she put... A lot of people at the minute are talking about web plasma, but she put orbs found at Port. I think I saw that one the other day, but this was the... like the wormy one. Let's see if I can find it. It's not that one. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Yeah, here it is. Right. See this?
It's like it's morphing into something. Like a jellyfish? I don't know what it is. I really don't. And I'm thinking, why did the camera decide? Now, see, now it's got some sparks going on. It's got some sparks inside of it. We got to slow the speed down.
Anyway, check a channel out. This just goes into everything. So that was Gina Marie. This was called I'm Trying to Figure Out What This Is. Now, when I first saw it, I thought, oh, she's got a picture of the being out of the abyss when it comes into the thing that they were in under the sea, you know, and they were fixing stuff, because it came in like a long wormy thing and it went to find the woman, if anyone remembers. So I'm thinking, oh, she's taking a picture. Why is she taking a picture of the film, The Abyss? But when I watched it, it wasn't. It was a camera somewhere near the seaside. I don't know where it was. I haven't looked at it properly. I was just looking at that. And it was like, and I went in and said, oh my God, and loads of people have put, that's like the, you know, the being out of The Abyss. This was this morning. I watched The Abyss last night. That's why I was laughing my head off and everything's syncing up. And she said, oh, it looks like it's a jellyfish thing for flashes, but it was at the camera, right? Which made me laugh because in The Abyss, at the beginning, they do look like jellyfish sort of things, obviously with the lights and things, you know, down at the bottom where it's nice and dark. But when you see it, when it takes the guy, it's like a bit of an alien sort of free-fingered sort of thing, if you get what I'm saying. So, yeah, freaky, but it's not freaky because, to me, the veils are thinning. We know this. I knew this with the orbs that have been coming in for me since, was it last year? Stronger and stronger and stronger. I know that orbs are plasma. They're not matter. They're not physical matter as we are. It's different. So, this is going somewhere. So, she put that up with the words... I'm trying to figure out what it was. And then the next one after that, she did a couple. They've tried to cut my connection. And then it was web plasma orbs. So I thought, right, okay. That's what she's talking about this morning. Isn't that funny how I watched The Abyss? Then, the next video that popped up was Watch the Sinking. Is the lovely... I never get her name right, but Astra Star Goddess, who I pop in and watch now and again. I know there's a few people. So, this was 6 days ago, funnily enough, but I didn't know this. It just popped up. So, but it came up today for me, you know, when it just pops up and I'm like, oh, what's she talking about? Spirits, plasma, jinn, manifesting a new reality. And I'm like, Because spirits, plasma, jinn are all the same things anyway. It's all energy on a different matter, not a physical matter, that do communicate. And as she says in it, because I'm going to play you a little bit of it, I'm not going to show her. She is sat there, but I'm just going to play a little bit of what she says. And 45 just came in the house then, because I believe that as well. If you're a higher frequency, you can communicate with spirit, plasma, orbs, whatever you want to say they are. They communicate in different ways, like I said. But like she says in here, and I've said this, if you think something's bad, then you're manifesting that energy to be bad because that's what you think, because it is about what you think. If you believe it's good and it's a positive energy, it will manifest as a positive energy because you're coming from that frequency. Everything's about your frequency. So you see what I mean? I watched The Abyss last night, wake up, Gina's talking about a thing that looked like The Abyss, plasma. Loads of people, Mark Atwood had a video up this morning talking about the plasma webs. I'm like, right, that's two people. I know people talk about this, but I mean just the way it came in after I watched The Abyss last night. And then Astro Star Goddess pops up. Yes, 6 days ago, but popped up to me this morning. Spirits Plasma. This is all, personally for me, a validation for me that yes, it is the thing that you thought it was, as I've said before. So, just going to play a little bit. But before I do, anyone else having a bit of an experience like that? Anything syncing up? Anything syncing up with what I've just said? Anyone seen them videos going about? We all know this, but it's working on a collective now. So more and more people are either beginning to see things more than they did before, because it's always been here. You know what I mean? So they want us to donate our plasma. Yeah, they do, sort of thing. But who do you mean they want us to? I think you donate to the darker forces if you go in fear, and everything's about fear really. You go in fear, you're donating that over. Fear is a massive frequency going on at the minute. That's why I've told everyone to keep calm, because it connects. Thank you, Dobbsy. It was you, I think, who made a comment. Is watching it live in Dublin. Was it actually in Dublin? Is that why Mark put it up? And it's all connected with Mark Atwood's show today as well. I think it was today, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. So for me, oh yeah, well that's why they do that sort of stuff, Karen. You know, with that side of things. That's why the vampiric people who like to blood. That's why they take your blood as well. I've never been a blood donator, never. I just knew it was a bit. When I didn't know about it, I just didn't know why I was doing it. I know why now. Oh yes, yes, yeah. Plasma though is it's a different form of matter, isn't it? We're in different realms of matter. We're physical, that isn't. But anyway, whatever, it doesn't really matter. So we're just going to listen to a bit of Ashra Star Goddess. So, hang on. 'Cause I just love the way she put it.
So, how are y'all? At this time, there's a lot of things happening and a lot of...
What's Red Pill Phil saying? Yeah, it seems to have before we hurts more in a way, realising and shifting the mindset to the light will show them props a bit deep. Yeah, well, all this is to show people, but it's worth it, you know.
energies that are here, been here, you know. But a lot of people are starting to...
Because like we know, this energy's always been here. Everything is energy, right? On different levels of, like, matter. And the reason why I'm playing this is, I'm not playing all of it because you can go and check it out. But like I said, I just love the way she puts it. We know it's always been here. It's around us all the time. We know that. There's people out there who, you know, they try and poo-hoo it and say certain stuff. But we know this. And who was a great channel as well was for orbs was Orb Whisperer. Do you remember I used to show Orb Whisperer? Orb Whisperer used to come in on and have a look at my orbs, and I used to have a look at his orbs. If that, I think his channel's still going, Orb Whisperer. But we'll just listen a minute.
things. A lot of people are starting to...
Oh right, yeah, Phil.
And a lot of people are raising their frequency.
That's why I got to raise your frequency.
To attract more energy, or start.
See, she said when you raise your frequency more, you attract more energy. I know mine are malevolent. People go, because I've heard people in the past slagging it off saying, oh, it's evil. Well, you've got a mindset like that, so therefore you're going to think it's evil. But I raise my vibration. So I know it's not that, because yeah, they can be attracted to that, but they don't like high frequencies as far as I'm concerned.
See more paranormal things, or feel some type of energy around them, or feel some type of, you know, guidance by some type of
Guidance, you know, all this tingling on the head, all this, if you ever get that tingling on the head, your crown chakra, I get tingles on the face, tingles in the fingers, that's all energy around you. It's a communication, it is to me, it's a communication. But people poo-hoo it as other things of like, oh, I've just got a tingly head. It's like, no. Are you okay with me posting a link to a short film I did well back in experience a UFO? Oh no, yeah, put it in, Rob. Yeah, anything to do with that sort of stuff.
maybe ancestor, spirit, deceased loved one or something. But a lot
Yeah, but this isn't actually talking about blood donating. This is talking about
of people are developing their sensitivity towards a lot of energies right now. So I don't know if you guys are experiencing that. If so, that's interesting. Let me know in the comments. But I feel like ever since I was a child, ever since I was little, like probably the age of 3, that I've had some type of guidance, subconscious guidance that was probably not, you know, typical. I think it was like very powerful. And so I find that I do a lot of things and I don't know why.
She's a Pisces as well, like me.
It ends up working out later, and it was like
Imaginative, which is a good thing.
It's almost put in place on purpose without me even knowing. You know what I'm saying? So I have to feel my higher self. Yeah, I have to feel like I'm having some type of guidance from, you know, very interesting energies. And I feel that a lot of other people have the same thing. It wasn't until, you know, very recently that I had to start to trust that feeling or that energy. Because a lot of people struggle with this. They get afraid. They're afraid of everything.
I got told when I went for my first Reiki session on me, not long ago, and my Reiki teacher said, you've just got to learn to trust. There's a bit of an issue with trusting, like yourself, as in what you're seeing and what's coming into me, and what I'm getting messages from my, like, say, spirit team, whatever you want to say, angels, whatever, it's all the same thing to me. You know, have trust, because I do now, but obviously a while ago, if any of you have this experience yourself, you do think, is that just me thinking that, or is it this, that, or is it my imagination? But I do trust it, because I've had more validations last year, and especially at the beginning of this year. We're only in February, especially what happened last night with everything syncing up, so much syncing going on, so much synchronicities, it's unbelievable. And like manifesting certain things in that just make me laugh all the time. But yeah.
They're afraid of their shadow, they're afraid of, you
Not
know, a
much yet.
spirit, they're afraid of dead people, they're afraid of everything. And you
Fearful.
can't grow spiritually, and you can't become spiritually enlightened if you are unable to face and learn about those things and appreciate.
Exactly. You can't become, like, on your spiritual path to grow and expand. You can't do that. This is why I'm always shouting it out about fear. If you're in fear, and you're in fear of something you've been told is supposed to be bad, this, that, and the other, they say that because they don't want you to grow. They want you to keep you in fear from something you're not taught about, looks scary, when in fact it's not. I've always said that. So if you're in fear of everything and you think everything's bad, then you're not really going to expand to grow, are you? And if you understand the sort of bigger picture that's going on, even though we know, but we don't know, but we know because we feel it's benevolent, if you get what I'm saying. I know you understand what I'm saying.
What they can do, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of people are very scared of everything, and fear does not allow you to ascend. Okay, It only.
Oh, and thanks for putting that in, Effie. It's only just begun. The whole thing with number 17, can I just put this out there right now and I will say it at the end? We all thought it was last year, the year before. That's when people used to get confused. We were putting dates out. That's why they do it. It's just beginning. That's why it was said when Mr. T said it's only the beginning. This is where it all starts now. All the information is back there. People don't even know we're the number 17, the ones who are flip-flopping all the time. Future proves past. Go back to all the posts from the beginning and you'll see it's all there. Times, dates, things that are happening. You look into certain things that are going on around the world right now and you can see it all happening. The people say there's nothing happening are the people who are not looking themselves. They're just looking for information off people without doing their own research. And it's a bit too late to get into that now anyway because it's done, like the whole Q thing sort of thing, if you get what I'm saying. It's all beginning now. This is where it all starts. This is the beginning of it all. And it's like I said this to my dad today when I'm not in fear. I said, people who were on queue at the beginning and who understand what it is, if you know the posts and everything and what's going on properly and you're not forgetting what was said a while back, that's why you can go back and check. Future proves past. You can see it all. This was the way it was meant to be. He wasn't supposed to get in the form he was supposed to get in. It was supposed to do it this way with the military. It's pretty simple. Pretty simple when you look at it, but everyone's like, ugh. Some people are even flip-flopping in the news again, and it's like, no, this is why I said chill out. This is why we got told before Christmas, relax, get your popcorn in and watch the show. It's a show. It doesn't mean it's not real, as in things are like not going to be seen, because it's just chill your beans.
Yeah, allows you to get, attract the type of energies that like to feed off of fear. So
power up as well.
If you are one of those people, you need to start learning more and more. Read as much as you can, study, do this, do that, about all the things that you...
If you're new to the chat, because someone's just said that, where do we look for it? If you're looking for the information about Q and that, it's a bit too late now because we've all been through it for the past 3 to 4 years. But most of the people who did the really good chats on YouTube have been taken off, so they've all gone to Gab and Telegraph and all them sort of places. I don't go over there. I haven't gone over because personally, I know what timeline we're on. I know what's going on with that sort of stuff, what they're trying to bring in. So I'm just not feeding into all that, like having to look all the time, because I don't need to. I'm trying to focus on myself right now and putting the message out there for people to just chill out, do you, power up, because you're going to need it. Because if you think the shit's hit the fan, it ain't hit the fan yet. So you need to recuperate and recharge.
Are definitely afraid of. Okay. I was never truly afraid of anything like this. I was more drawn to it. I was
and
like,
protect your energies as well.
To the abandoned house. Let's go play in the cemetery. Ooh, let's go.
Let's move this on a bit.
Funeral home. Science of it as I got older, and the science behind a lot of spirits.
So she's talking about the science behind spirits. We know there's a lot of science behind it, and quantum stuff, this, that, and the other. All the stuff that people talk about. Some people don't. I don't talk about it in a scientific way because I don't understand it like that. I just understand it the way I understand it within me. There's nothing wrong with that. But what she's saying, I just loved what she was saying.
Energies of, plasma, light.
We all know this.
Things like that, frequencies. So that's the
it's all the same thing.
Of it. If you are afraid, start.
That's what she's saying is the scientific thing of it. We know plasma is light, is sound, is. We all know this, but there's a lot of people that don't. But it's coming out more. People are seeing it.
Okay. If you watch a lot of those ghost hunter shows now, it's mostly science. Okay. But it is fun to kind of tell scary stories.
Yeah, it's all energy, exactly.
What happened to you when you were a kid or whatnot. But face the end of the day, facing the end of the day, you got to get the science. So I have been studying the plasma for quite some time. It's even my TikTok name.
She's been studying it for quite a time. I've been studying it since, I'm sure it's over a year. Or was it last year or the year before? I can't even remember. But it's been quite a while. And I know other people know, but I have been, people can laugh communicating with it because, like I said, it doesn't communicate in the way we do.
Been on my merch for over 2 years. So the plasma is like a manifestation of energies that is waiting to be programmed or to feed off certain energies so that
To be programmed or feed off certain energies, there it goes again. If you're in a negative frequency, it's going to feed off your negativity if that energy becomes negative. Vice versa. I see it like that. That's why you're being told all the time to raise your frequencies.
manifests, you know. So if you just, I always reference this movie because it's so true as to what's going on. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Ghostbusters 2, the pink slime under the building.
She said the pink slime in the building, it got programmed to be. Do you remember when it went into the Statue of Liberty to fight the evil, like, sort of thing? That energy, that plasma, got put in there and programmed to be good. Let's say, like, be benevolent. And then it made me think of, because we know it's all in the films. It made me think of Stranger Things. Stranger Things. Do you remember Stranger Things? I think the first one, when the boy went missing and all that weird stuff was happening, and her lights kept twinkling because it comes through different sources of energy as well. Electric, obviously. We know about this. And then if you think about Stranger Things, was it 2 or 3, or is the new one coming out? Is 3 the next one? I can't remember. I have seen them all, but I can't remember what's what. You remember that big pink blobby horrible evil thing that was in it, that was like made of blood and bones and people? Do you remember? Well, that's plasma in it, because it was blood and stuff. So hi Gavin Giant. So, but it was made out of a lot of, yeah, dark energy, you could say. It was plasma. Do you get what I'm saying? So I know a lot of you will, but you know, it is all in the films. But just when you're thinking of recent one, I can't wait to see that one, Stranger Things 4. But there was always that, there was all that going on in the underworld, wasn't it? Sort of like, because remember when they went underground and there was, yeah, all that weird stuff going on. And if you remember, Stranger Things, the last one, they did mention conspiracy theories and everything at the end of it, and satanic thing, and I just couldn't stop laughing, because we know they put it in films to tell the people, to put it in front of your face, and a lot of people just see it as a film and it's not real because it's a bit fantasy or it's a bit sci-fi, it's a bit too out there. But really, it's like, well, it's not really, is it? They put it in front of your face, as we know, blatantly in front of your face.
So the plasma is neutral, and it's what programs it, or what you're manifesting, or what's manifesting in the plasma from.
And Alyssa's just said, many years ago, I was with a friend, sat in the car, and I swear we saw that what looked like a small cloud of mist, plasma floating in front of us, nowhere, very strange. Yeah, and you can think of clouds like that as well, certain clouds, do you know what I mean? Because in the ethers, we have different levels of matter, you know, when people say, oh, it morphs into a face, or we've all seen that, you know, sky watchers, people who watch the skies and stuff. We have a lot of people, I think we have people in chat who do that as well, so, you know, makes sense, doesn't it, really? But yeah, just play a bit more of it.
It being close to some type of energy.
That's when, if you've ever been into like mediumship and all that, who was the lady called Madam, I can't think of her name, Madam something or other, back in the Victorian times, because we were into a lot of it then, and she had the, what was it called, the plasma, oh, it's gone out of my head, what came out of the mouth, like they'd report on it and say, you know, the reporters were, oh, it's not true, it's just this. Well, the reporters would say that because they don't want people, you know, they want people to think it's all phony. Yes, there are phony people out there are phony mediumships and stuff like that, but there are real people out there that do it. The phony ones are put there to put people off. I've got a book on it, Madam Ectoplasm, thank you, I couldn't think what it was called. Madam somebody, like, sure it's from like Victorian times or something. In the 50s, scientists discovered the Earth is surrounded by 3 plasma grids. They are, yeah, could be, whatever, you know what I mean? Crazy shit going on. Oh yes, I remember that. Yeah, you know, if you've ever seen Madam I can't remember what. There it is. Zal's got it. Madam, I probably won't be able to say this now. Blasvinsky? Blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? Zal's put it in chat. But yeah, bang on. You know, so the ectoplasm. So ectoplasm, was that in Ghostbusters? The ectoplasm. So, you know, you think of like, yeah, Ghostbusters and all that, but this is what I mean, stick it in front of your face all the time.
It can also be a manifestation of something that's already manifesting.
Yeah.
It could be in the process of manifesting, but it is intelligence.
It is intelligence.
So if it's intelligence,
it's got a consciousness.
Then you can work with it, right? You can get knowledge from it and you can work with it.
That's why some people say in the ether, you know, if it's intelligence, you can, it's like the Ethernet in it, as people will say, because you can get intelligence and guidance from it. It doesn't speak to you, know, it's not going to come and sit and have a conversation with it, but it comes into your head, it comes within you. I believe you breathe it in because they are like particles as well, everywhere. It's like omnipresence at all times, everywhere. They've always been here. So when you can, to me personally, this is just how I feel, when you are connecting, and you're realising that's why people say be careful what you say and be careful what you put out and that sort of thing, and keep your frequencies high because, you know, if you're in a lower state in vibe, you're going to attract something that's negative. I met Stevie Wonder, I screened him, American Airlines. Oh, some people don't say he was not blind, I don't know.
And there are
yeah, the ecto thing was in Ghostbusters, well, yeah.
That
ecto, what? Oh, yeah.
Can also use that plasma to manifest. Yep. So if you see like a light ball, like a light.
Thank you. Top has just put in. Is it Helena Blazginski? Or whatever her name is in the live chat. So that's there. Thank you. If anyone doesn't know about that, I mean, I've known about that woman because obviously I've looked into things like that because of the stuff that I'm interested in. So obviously, yes.
Or like some energy or something floating.
Oh,
like
Yakata. I'm a Yakata.
Those energy.
How come Yakata has just been mentioned? What is a Yakata? Forgive me. Oh no, I said once. Why, who's mentioned Yakata? Did you mention it? A Yakata is, I'm quite yacky. I like to chat. I've always been a chatterbox. So a few weeks ago I said that we're all Yakatas. We're all like, you know, Yakatas, like, I don't know if I weren't talking about Star Trek, was I? And Klingons and that. I went, we're all Yakatas. Because we like to yak. It's good to talk because, you know, it's good to talk and communicate, especially in these times, because we're all communicating over the net and everywhere because of the times that we're in at the minute. And it's good to talk because this is how we get things out. This is how people realise there are certain things going on. Whether people believe in it or not, whether people have different opinions on it or not, it doesn't matter. Remember what I said about the vision of the two rivers? We're all on opposite sides at the minute with certain beliefs and things that are going on. But when that waterfall, the both rivers that are facing each other go into the waters, they all go into the same waters because we're all from the same waters. Apart from maybe some of these things that are not, I wouldn't say the soulless, they're not really human, are they? These things. I'll go into that in a bit. But hi, Susie Q. But yes. So.
These in the plasma. Okay, I'm trying to manifest for you. If you want to like communicate with ancestors or the dead or whatever, and you have.
See, now I've been talking about ancestors lately and angels, ancestors, whatever you want to call it, and you know, that sort of stuff. And like she's saying, you'd have to go through, you can do things like earth, air, fire and water, but I'm just going to play a little bit.
A little altar. What you can put on there are things for the plasma to energize. So if you're going to build an ancestor
that's why people have an ancestral, what she's trying to say is altar, because it might have water on it, an earth element, fire, because fire's plasma, or air, because the plasma will get energy off that instead of maybe getting a bit off you or somewhere, it'll get it off that. It totally made sense to me.
Plasma. Some water, what they say, water, fire. You know, and the earth will ground it. The water will keep, because plasma is the fourth state of matter. The fire will give it the
fourth state of matter. We're physical. That isn't.
And the the energy that it needs. So you need to put up some of that stuff for that plasma. You know, people think it's just because they're used to like this, or this is what you have to have. No, that's just to help the plasma manifest and be present.
And that's why that side, that are dark, that do all the rituals and that sort of stuff with blood, do you know what I'm saying? Blood, candles and all that sort of stuff. Yes, they'll use candles, this, that and the other, because they know that, but they use it for totally different things.
And you have to be careful, because if you do a lot of work, or if you have a lot of these type of altars, or if you communicate a lot with spirits, or spirits are naturally attracted to you, you got to be careful, because they can mess with your electricity and your electronics. Because
And we all know that if you're communicating and you attract a lot of spirits, I know I do. If you've all seen other people's channels, it's not just me, we know there's a lot of people doing this, I'm just talking about my experience. Like when I was showing you Paul Boys and Amelia the other day, which I'm going to watch after, because I just realised she's done a video with Charlie Ward and someone we're going to go and have a look at with someone else. Do you remember when a lot of people like Charlie Freak, a lot of people who talk truth and certain things happen, the electrics mess up. We've all seen that, because they do mess electrics up, because they're coming through, they need an energy source. That's why, if you've ever noticed, and I am going to put a video up after this, when I get orbs in, you'll notice they come out from the side of the room over there where my light switch is. They can come from other side, but they mainly get a lot shot out by my light switch, which I just think's hilarious. And I always see a sort of bluey green energy around there as well. But yeah, it's quite funny. It is quite funny, when you piece it all together.
like the room that I'm in, I have lamps with an extension cord going to the next room, because the fuse keeps blowing in this one room, because this is the room that I have all my spiritual stuff in, and the room where I do all my stuff in.
Well, that's why I was saying, Susie Q, it's all about your frequency and your intentions. And I've said before, energy is just energy, but it depends what your frequency's at. If it's high, you're going to get higher energies in, beings, whatever you want to call it. And if you're low, you're going to attract the low. So that's why we're always saying, keep your frequencies up. You're more protected if you've got your frequencies up. But yeah, and like I said, if you go into fear state of then that carries on as well. So as I've always said, it's all to do with your intentions. It's all to do with your morals are sort of like your intentions. If you've got good intentions, good morals, the same thing to me, and you're in a good frequency, and I've always said it doesn't matter what I say on air, what I do, what I say. If people think I'm right, I'm wrong, it doesn't matter, because I know me and I know what I'm putting out, and I know the divine creator, whatever you want to say it is, that supreme source knows. I know it knows my true intentions, because I'm not coming from fear, and I'm not coming from trying to put something out there that isn't from my heart, if you know what I mean. It doesn't matter if I get triggered by things or I say certain things, because that's love as well. It's telling the truth. These high ups, I'm not talking about people I've spoke about, I'm talking about these high up entities past the deep state and that. So this isn't talking about any singular people. They don't come from the heart. They don't come from a soul. They don't have a soul. They're not a soul. They're soulless. So, I know I'm not here to prove anything to anybody. I'm getting a lot of validations in myself, and that's fine. And I'm actually loving this journey of finding my truth out personally, my truth, my path, my knowing, my what I've basically come here to do. Pisces, emotional, 2 water. Yeah, I'm a Pisces. Conductive water there. Beautiful soul, amazing man. Yeah, so thanks, Susie Q. So, this is why when I brought something up the other day, I don't bring things up to say certain things about anybody or personally in that way. It's just an energy. And the reason why I have to bring certain things up now and again, or when I come out with something, is because I know there's people on here that are going through similar experiences. So it's just to help people, warn people, even people who are coming from different aspects. Sometimes maybe they've got to look again, because There's so much stuff going on, and the timelines have changed since way back. So I think even a lot of people way back, they were awake to a lot of stuff. Many people I've come across, it's not the same, and things now might not work that worked then because this timeline's different, and we're bringing our own new technology and sort of like, I know that a lot of technologies and it's ancient, but we're bringing new things in as well because there's new solutions coming in. But when I was talking the other day about people have got to be careful who they're surrounding themselves with, what energy they're getting into, what they're sort of tuning into and what you're watching, because yeah, they're shifting exactly. Because if you're keeping your aura in fear, to me your aura depletes, it goes down. It's like your God shield, I see it as. God give you a shield. That's going to go into something in a minute on Mark Atwood. I was just like, yes. And the more you put that frequency out, the more it'll grow, the more it's sort of shielding you. But if it's not, it's going to deplete and you'll get tears in it. And like I said, that's how you get the lower energies in, or entities, whatever you want to call it. It's all the same thing to me. So, and I know there's a lot of attacks going on within people and everywhere, and even people who don't know it's going on with themselves, because I was showing you the video the other day with the lovely Paul Boys and Amelia. Loads of people have been talking about that recently. Even Jamone, who I put on the other day, who knows Laura Eisenhower, very good friends for Laura Eisenhower, was saying, you know, these attacks are going on. Some people don't even know they're doing it because it's attached to them. Now, I know I've been under attack off, like, or trying. And another validation I got in the other day, I got something off Susie Q, and then the other day, after a chat I did, my fella was at home and I said, oh, are you all right? Did you sleep well last night? See, you'll get messages in through other people. And he went, oh, I had a right nightmare last night. Oh, couldn't get back to sleep. I said, why? And I knew. And I thought it was about me. I know he's had a dream about me. I've had a nightmare. So I asked him, I said, why? What happened? Being a bit nosy. I went, why? What happened? He went, oh, he said, you were being attacked. I went, really? I said, was I? I went, I said, yeah, negative energies. I went, was I? I went, oh, right. I said, what happened? He went, oh, we were at this place and someone took you and they were doing this and doing that and I couldn't get to you. I went, yeah. I said, yeah, this shit's going on, even in the astral, whatever you want to say. So I was like, really? That's someone else. My fella who wasn't with me here had had a nightmare at his house about that day. And I was like, no shit, Sherlock, do you know what I mean? And I did say something to him and he was just like, what? And I was like, nothing, doesn't matter. So I know that's going on. Me and Susie Q were talking about it as well. I said, so everybody, you have got to protect yourself. Susie Q has a good bubble protection of gold. I do that, but I do it my own way as well, because everyone has the unique way as well, and you should always do what feels good to you. But I have to laugh about it, because if you're syncing up with certain stuff, and I get told that off my fella that wasn't even here, who had this dream, I'd not told him about this. I don't tell him about everything because he's not into certain things. Like, he'll switch off to certain things because he's lovely and he is into the same sort of things a little bit, but not, because he'll look for the facts and it's like, it's not like that from the spirit realm. It's not like that from the other realms. It's not factual of like, here you go, here's all facts on papers and all that from those realms. It's it is quite funny because you just look like a bleeding nutcase when you're trying to tell people, which I find quite funny. Yeah, well, that's why I said with I put something out with Tom MacDonald's done a really great song, and I've put it up on my community post about saying facts don't care for your feelings. Facts don't care for the true facts that are coming out. I told you Tom MacDonald was a good one. It says facts don't care for people's feelings. They don't. Facts are facts. If you get hurt by them or you don't like it, it's tough shit, basically. Facts are facts. With what's coming out in the 3D, facts are facts, and it's not going to care for your feelings because the truth needs to come out, and that's what I've always said. So people need to stop getting feeling offended by certain things, because it's actually nothing to do with that. That's just to be doing with people's pride. And the biggest thing in the whole wide world is people's egos. They need to get over their egos. You know, we all get triggered, but, you know, that's what's going on. And that is the truth. Words can't hurt you, but they don't hurt you, but they can annoy you. And that's what everyone gets in that, oh, words are hurt you now. But facts are facts at the end of the day. It's better to have balance. Good. That has he's open mind. Yeah, he is. but a bit factual sometimes. But I think it's just because sometimes if people haven't seen certain things in the way they'd want to see it, it puts them off a bit. But he's quite grounding, do you know what I mean? So that's good for me because I'm quite light off with fairies. I think I was attacked in my sleep a couple of times. I screamed for help. Yeah, there's a lot of it going about. I don't know if anyone in chat has noticed any of this. So while we're just on this subject of wherever this subject's going to go, what has anyone been having this? Because this has been happening over the past couple of weeks with people. And this isn't about anyone. You know, this isn't about somebody. This is about what is going on. So I just want to make that very clear. You know, I think because loads of people have said they've been attacked in sleep. I told you about mine the other day, and I'm going to tell you again in a minute if you don't remember or new people are in. Yeah, gold. I use gold, a goldy pink. I use a lot of pink as well, me. Whatever feels good, I would say. If it puts you in a high frequency. So we've got praying for protection before sleeping, really pray. Yeah. See, everyone's got the ways of doing it. And that's intention as well. We've got Michelle. Hello, lovely lady. Love from Ireland. Yeah, North Ireland. Whoop, whoop. Oh, Justin Bieber, did he really? Well, what I've heard a lot of people saying is that they're having these funny attacks in the sleep. So the other day, I'm still not going to say it was definitely what I thought it was because sometimes things change. You're like, it might have been. It might not have been that. Sometimes you've got to sit on it. Don't always assume it's something. But mine the other day was, I was in bed and I was about to go to sleep. And in my mind's eye, and so I wasn't asleep, but in my mind's eye, if you know all about your mind's eye, in my mind's eye, when I turned over this way, there was looked like a person stood there. Remember when I said with like a veil on the head in white? So obviously you would assume that was maybe malevolent, but I did get a feeling a bit like, you know, when you get that, I was like, but it just made me go as if to say, all right, well, you shouldn't be here, should you? But then it was like I was being turned around and being picked up by my feet and taken out, which reminds me of the Greys in the film Jupiter Ascending. And do you remember the Greys, the book that I read out the other day about in 1909, we lost everything, they found out what the Greys were and the Beaglebirds and they killed them all. I'm like, I wonder. So when that happened, I thought, right, I'm not going there. So I put out like a frequency. I think I said something like, I am love, I am light, I am truth, something blasted out. And it went, and I was like, and I went to sleep. So, yeah. Hi, Mandy. So is anyone having them sort of weirdy, they're not really weird, but them sort of dreams lately? Oh, yeah, Susie Q. Yes, big up to Susie Q. Hi, Laurie. So I don't know. I know some of you are because I know some of you comment after. And I've been seeing it because I am observing what people are saying outside in the 3D. And I do observe YouTube of what everybody's saying because it's a collective thing that's going on, as we all know. It's so amazing the power we possess. It is Effie, and that's why people have got to wake up to it. And that is why Mr. T, at the beginning of all of this, where people go, you what? Said, power back to the people. It's only just begun, coming back in a different form. I think that means a different form. I don't mean he's coming back as a light being, even though I think he's more than people know. Different form of presidents, like whatever's going on, you know what I mean? So not even worried about that. And the best is yet to come because this has only just begun. So the best is yet to come. So this is why I say you've got to stay in your power, positivity power, and keep your vibes up no matter what. Don't go in fear. Yeah, all the mods are fantastic. So it is a part of cleansing, and I'm going through a cleansing stage at the minute. You will all find out why very, very soon, but I'm not telling you that story yet. Leaky roof. Oh, leaky roof. So, lately for me at sleeping, I'm waking to singing, and it doesn't stop when I get up in the morning, singing. But what's the song though? Mine the other day was True Colours, which was great. And I tell you what, the lady that I just put on before, she's always talking about Michael Jackson. Now, I love Michael Jackson. We all know he was a starseed, and all you have to do is blast his music out, and he says it right there. You know what I'm saying? When he sang the song, You Are Not Alone, that to me wasn't really talking about if anyone thinks it was a love song or something. This is like, you're not alone. Spirit realms around you all the time. And source creator God, whatever you want to call it, stands with you all the time if you've got the faith. Oh, he's a lovely man. He's a lovely, lovely man. He's a lovely man. Mr. T is a stand-up lovely man. He is. He's a beautiful soul. Don't care what people say. They only get triggered by what they think he's saying. And they think he's this, that and the other when nobody's perfect. We don't live in a perfect world. Nobody's got a perfect life. You know, this is what I'm trying to say. You know, nobody's perfect. We all get triggered. You're going along your journey, just learning to alchemy, the chemicals that bubble up in with you. You're learning about energies. We're all learning. Yes, people knew before, but we're all learning our individual way of how we learn. We're all learning how to master it because we're learning to master our own minds, our own realms of mastery, like the ascendant masters that we're all like, very good in not getting triggered and very, but, you know, I would say the times today are probably much more harder than they were back then because we've got more that if you think about it, ancient times, yeah, they did have certain technology, but if you think about today with everything we've had with TV and the news, the way we travel and stuff, the way that information travels about, it was easier to brainwash people. They knew that. That's why they brought the TV in as a hit. What do they call it? Alpha hypnosis, whatever the word was called for the TV. TV's a plasma screen. So, and we all know that. A lot of us know that. You know what I mean? But we're trying to master our own realms of consciousness away from the programming that they've been programming us for a very, very long time. So just let me carry on because I don't know where this is actually going. It doesn't stop. Cry, see them. Yeah, it's funny you should say that, Julie, because when I had some orbs in ages ago and the faces came up of children in the orbs, they were happy. A lot of them have been set free, but we know, you know, that's been released, so you haven't got to think about what was because we can't fix it, but it is being unearthed to come out. So the lovely Astra Star Goddess, if you check a channel out, I've never seen it before, she had the I just tap in now and again. I think it was spirits, plasma, jinn, manifesting. See, people think jinn are bad, but it's like she said, jinn aren't bad. It's the energy that you hold. So, and jinn is just another word for spirit. To me, it's just another word for, like people will say spirits are demons. Well, they're not. Spirit realm out there is energy, like we all are. In different places around the world, they have different names for it. It's only bad if, you know, if it's coming from that energy, it's that sort of energy that's lower is going to feed off lower vibing energy. So if you cannot get out of your lower vibing mindset, if you're feeling, you know, that way, you need to snap out of it and start work towards being positive. That's why I'm saying do the self-love, do the love you worry. Men can do it as well. I'm putting that on community post every day. You've got to remember to love yourself and raise your vibrations all the time. Yes, we live in the muggle world as well because we are human. Yes, there'll be times that things trigger you and you might snap a bit. That's natural anyway. That doesn't mean that none of that means if you have a bit of an argument with your partner or you've snapped at your kids or this, that and the other and you get triggered, that doesn't mean that you're not spiritual or you're going to get entities attached. It just means learn what that was and come away from it and raise your vibration again, you know, and make sure that if you are saying things to people that you can say sorry and say, oh, that was just a bit of a, like I say, me and my fella do, we're like, right, let's talk this out, blah, 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 what was that? Speak it out, communicate to each other, but always raise your vibrations. So, yeah, they will do, Julie. There'll be a lot of people that, you know, are really sensitive and they'll see certain things, but maybe you could ask for it not to be, you know, is there anyone who's expecting a new... Oh, I don't know. Our Tapper's asking if there's anyone expecting a newborn little girl. So, So she was just going on about the different states of matter, because that's what a lot of people don't know is where in a physical matter it goes up and up and up to different forms of matter. That's why in your chakras you have your seven bodily chakras. We have ones above, so we have at different states. As you get up here, they become, if you think of it as they become lighter and lighter and lighter away from physical form. Well, what are they then? The translucent, the plasma, do you know what I mean? So people can go on about it in a scientific way, and then I just do it my way of what I understand it, and that's fine. We all learn differently. Anyway, I'm just going to see, I am going to probably put this through now, but I'm going to try and find you my video from today of the orbs. Light beans, I like to call them. Oh, genetically sold too good. Oh, bless Laurie. Oh. But, Laurie, remember, she's not gone. You might be able to sense her energy. She's not gone. She's just gone to a different form of energy. Everything's energy. If you know about energy, everything's energy. She's not gone anywhere. She'll be around you. If you get that sense of like, she'll be around you. Oh my God. Ooh, you've just said cat. I don't know if this will resonate. The other day I said that I think I said it out loud the other day. I had a vision of, I was doing something again, and I had a vision of a woman come in, and then a white wolf, because I got told about a white wolf thing within me for protection, and then I put it up on my community page. But after the white wolf, a cat came in, a cat's face, but it was, I don't know what colour the cat was, but it was quite a big fluffy cat with big eyes, big fluffy, I don't mean a fat cat, but it's a big fluffy cat, big fluffy, yeah, you feel him there, he's not gone, a big fluffy cat with really big eyes, a bit like, I don't know, them ones with the chubby faces. I don't even know what sort of cat it was. It wasn't like a thin cat, like a skinny cat. It was like a big, well, it probably looked bigger because it was a big fluffy thing. But this cat's face came in and I just thought, what's that meant to be? What's that? I knew what the wolf thing was, the white wolf, because I got told about that. A bit like spirit guide and spirit animal sort of thing. But the cat, I was like, I just got a flash of a cat. I'm not sure if it had big yellow eyes or something like, I don't know. But I just remember thinking, a big cat. So I don't know if that makes any sense to anybody. Oh, Teacher Smith is in. Hi, Teacher Smith. Nice to see you live for once. I have been doing my usual catch-ups and when I can. Oh, thank you for coming in. Not saying for a long time. It's all crazy. Bonkers. Boom. It's great, though. It's getting rather exciting, even with all the shit going on, if you're not in fear. Sounds like our beautiful Persian white with big blue white. Yeah, it was big fluffy thing. But it came in just dead quick, like, and I was like, what's that? Oh, playing up, not surprised. So then, with all this going on, yeah, it slows down, doesn't it? And everyone's losing days and, oh, it's hilarious. So then, with all this going on, so I've been talking about angels lately and stuff like that because I do believe, when I say angels, I mean like spirit realm, any soul fam or anything benevolent that's helping I see as angels or whatever. Angels anyway. I think there's a lot of earth angels here as well. So I do believe in that. And the funny thing is, Mark Atwood has just put a video up and I was like, oh my God, talking about angels. So you need to go and check that out if you haven't done. My cat looks like that. Oh, it could be that. But I have been drawing and painting angels for quite a long time, if anyone remembers this picture from ages ago. And yes, it is a blue one. But then I found out about Blu-ray and certain stuff. But, so this painting's from a couple of years ago. But I love her. I love her. And it actually says on the top, something about, something you're feeling, something beautiful. I can't remember what I wrote on it, of the light. But I do love this picture. And I've just found a printer place. I don't know if it's open, but I have found a printer place that's not too far away from me. So I'm going to look into that because people are asking about a few of my paintings. And the big elephant picture that I'm doing, they do posters, so I might do it in poster form. And then if anyone wanted one, it's easy to send out, and then you can put it in your own frame if anyone's interested in that when I end up finishing it off. But it is Susie Q who's got first offer on the actual original, so hi, bitch girl. Hi, bitch. Hey. Oh, it cracks me up. Bitchy girl. Yeah, she is. But I've been painting. If anyone's remembered, I'll have to go through some of my art books again. For quite a few years, I was always drawing women. I know it's a feminine divine and all that, but angels, 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 angels. Yeah, I'm going to be selling that elephant. So you need to get over on my Instagram, which is Soul Odyssey Healing Designs. Because when it's finished, I'm going to get a print because I want one myself because I actually love it on my wall, but it's just hanging there so it's out of the way. Yeah, it's for Susie Q, but I'm going to get prints. So Susie Q, if she ends up having it, will have the original, but I'm actually going to do prints because I actually think I love it. It's got some good ass energy on it. But anyway, less about that. But, oh, and I've got my, do you like my chakra necklace? Stars on. There'll be new stuff coming up for spring and summer as well, and whatever's coming out. There's got some good things coming. I've just got to make up stock. So if people don't know, I have an artistic page going on. So yeah, so talking about angels and all this. So all this stuff that's been going on in my path personally with angels, spirit realm, whatever you want to say, orbs coming in with it all. You know, it's documented in the artwork that I've been doing for a few years. So that's how I know when I see certain stuff, it validates what I'm going through. It doesn't have to validate anybody else, it's just validating me. So then, the next minute, Mark Atwood's got another video out. He had a video up of the plasma webs, which linked up with what Star Goddess was saying, which linked up with what Gina was saying in America after watching last night The Abyss. If you haven't seen The Abyss for ages, or you haven't seen it, please go and watch The Abyss. But I was like, oh my God, and I wake up to all this morning. Everyone's going about the Thinking Island and the cameras and the plasma and all that. So I was like, oh my God, it's hilarious. So then, Mark Atwood did a video with, who was it with? Angels Ascension. So a lot of you know I was on Mark Atwood's show a while back, and we know that he has a lot of people on, and he does a lot with I never get a name right. Quantum JC, is it JCC? Yeah, JC. So they do a lot of stuff, and he's fun as well because you've got to have a bit of a laugh with it, even though there are serious things going on, and it is a spiritual war of evil versus good. A lot of people in the spiritual community don't think, you know, they'll be, oh, no, it is actually, it's keep your frequencies up, but there's a reason for that because it is literally, I mean, some people say, oh yeah, but it's not, oh, how would you say, like, keeping your frequencies up, it's because it's not all as bad. It's like, no, it literally is evil versus good. What's something that came here, that's what I believe anyway. But they were talking about angels, ascension, Illuminati contracts, William O'Leary, and it's a guy. You've got to go and watch the video. I'm going to show you a bit of it. You might not be able to understand clearly on here because he's Irish as well, so he's older and you have to listen to him, but he was talking about when he was 7. Oh, that number, cycle 7. Something that happened to him and he know that it was an angel, something pulled him out of the water and there was nothing there, and them sort of stories that a lot of people hear. But they were going on about certain things in the Greys. Mark Atwood talks about a lot of that anyway. I think I went in and said, well, you know, I was painting angels for a bit and whatever I commented on, and, you know, they even go into the whole Mr. T business and what's going on there, which we know, which I've said, we're just watching that play out. And there is beautiful things coming, but I think I'm going to go in, not the story of the guy, because if you want to go and check that out, you can go and check it out yourself. I'm going to try and go in where they were talking about, because this guy got Illuminati contracts, and he didn't even know why, because he was healing people, just doing it naturally out there. And he was like, oh, it's all weird, but it's not, because they know, they know. But I'm just going to try and find, where was it? Let me just see.
Exactly. Yeah. But this morning, actually, remember even getting out of bed this morning and saying, will I do this?
And this guy had got in contact with Mark because he'd realised a few things. It all started syncing up to him with what's going on, what's been going on with his life. Because this guy's 70 odd, so he's not talked about a lot of this stuff. Has only started talking about it recently, you know. So I've been ordering Dolly's jewellery, beautiful stuff made with love, and like my next ordering a couple of them beautiful paintings. Oh, thank you, Julie. Yeah, I'll be getting to work on a few more of them. But definitely when I can get to that printers, I'll definitely be printing a few of them out, and then we'll see what happens. So Sean, who's Sean? This isn't Sean, this is Mark. But let me just find the bit.
Because only yesterday, I like to tell
And this is what it is with people sharing the stories, matching up to certain other people's experiences.
Can I go back? You mentioned that about hitman.
Yeah, this guy. Yeah. Is this the old Irish bloke? I was watching this when you come on. Yeah, because I was watching it before and I got to the end of it and I thought, okay now. Just doing the dishes. Yeah. Yeah, it's a different bloke. This isn't Sean Atwood. This is Mark Atwood, the show that I went on. Mark Atwood, nothing to do with Sean. Yeah, a lot of you have probably seen it this morning. Oh, thank you, Lois. Well, there's going to be a lot of stuff going on in a month or so with certain things on my crafty page that you're going to know about, but I'll let you know at the time. It's going to be potent, people. So anyway, let me just find it.
Yeah. And I basically recalled of a friend when I was in England.
Yeah, the abracadabra juicy and Luke, yeah.
The Scottish guy. And we were walking down Benson. Yeah.
I'll just find it.
Completely brainwashed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah. So
that's weird because most Scottish people have not been to Mars, but they have had a deep fried Mars bar.
It was windowed.
It was makes a joke out of everything.
I still don't get that. So I know this is real, and this is why I connected with JC's videos and why we're having this conversation. There's lots to your story. We're going to get deeper and deeper into it, but we can't do it all in one session because
absolutely not
of time limitations. But what I'm interested in, right?
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about when you're talking about Sean Atwood, but there is a lot of bullshit going about a load of people. I don't see it like that. I've seen certain things. If it's the guy I'm thinking of, the Irish guy, it's like people go on about other people like Charlie Wood. They have people on the show with all different opinions and they're letting people hold space. So at the end of the day, if they're letting people hold space, no matter what people think, it's whatever. Because at the end of the day, I've said and said and said, people are going to be shown. This is all going to be shown, and all the people that, let's say, have been working for that side, they're not going to be about in the end, or people are going to be shown. Do you know what I mean? Because them sides are falling down now anyway. If you look around the world, certain things are happening, so that doesn't matter to me. It's like we're all going to see anyway. Don't judge. It's the biggest thing to judge at the minute, and it is really hard because there's a lot of confusion. But this is where we're all coming from. We're all coming from like judging to non-judgment, because we've all done things, we've all said things, we all get triggered, blah blah blah, we all get things wrong. It doesn't mean that we're all right. We're just trying to put what we feel is going on, even though we know something's going on. So at the minute, that's why I say you're trying to come from that non-judgment at the minute. It's like, I'm just like, we're all going to see anyway, and even the people, people get people wrong because of the amount of shit that's going on. And that's why I've been saying, if you stay out of a lot of stuff at the minute and just do you and recharge batteries and do the things that you love and be with your family and make yourself happy in these times that are going on at the minute, because people are still finding it hard. We're all going to see this instead of getting caught up with who we think's who and what's what, because we're all going to see in the end anyway, and it's going to be amazing to see, because I think there's going to be a lot of people we might be shocked by, or vice versa at the end of the day. So I guess we'll just have to see, won't we? And I'm just staying in that frequency of, I'm purging a lot of stuff out of me anyway, and certain things, and it's just like, do you know what? Chill out, people.
Before we came on air, you said that you couldn't believe what's been going on in the last few days, and I think I'd really
Exactly, Rob. Not judging as much as trusting my intuition. Exactly, that's what it's all about, intuition. Yeah, definitely. Sometimes too fast. We must find common ground, and many people did not jump. They were pushed. Yeah, exactly. Oh, hi, David from France. We got France in the house. Je m'appelle Janine et toi. I feel comme ci, comme ça. That's all I know. Bonjour. Bonjour. Je m'appelle Janine. Oh, my name's French anyway. Janine. Je m'appelle Janine. Et toi? Come see, comme ça. That's all I remember at school. J'habite. I'm not going to say where I am, but yeah. Bonjour. Au revoir. We're not going anywhere yet.
like to dig into that a bit if I could, because
Bonjour.
this video is about what's happening right now, and I'm interested in your take on that.
Yeah.
What's happening right now? Now, this is why I've been shouting. It doesn't matter per se of what's gone on in the past and what we were doing in the past and who woke up when, where, and whatever. What matters is what's going on now and the timeline we're on now. Yeah, give a big hi to everybody that's coming in new. So all say bonjour, bonjour, David.
It was you. Your name, I picked up your name. I picked up. And JC. And
Oh yeah, he was talking about. I can't play it because you might not. Oh, I can't even say that. You might not be able to understand what he's saying because of his Irish accent, but he was basically saying JC, if you know JC, if you don't, then you don't. When she does her, what do you call it? I always get this wrong. Remote viewing. A lot of people don't believe in that. I personally do because there's things that I see in my mind's eye and stuff and starting coming in more and I'm like, what's all that about? But going down to hell, let's just say. You go and watch the video, you'll understand what I'm saying. And he went there and he said what he saw was just, he smelt it as well. So your senses smelt it. You know, in a dream, but it's like it wasn't a dream. It's like you're there because he smelt this smell so strong. So thank you. So what he saw there with people and but like I know he's not going to say what he saw, but I can imagine because if you know what's going on and there is actually a hell, people. Oh yeah, that's not all going on. No, there is. In inner earth, there is actually shit going on. And we know, and I'm not even going to say it, we know, it doesn't need to be said, because we're coming away from that. But it's like if you think of the film, I've always said, Lord of the Rings, we all come together, different species, different races, whatever, to fight the evil eye. And the orcs were coming out of the ground, weren't they, and all that, and how they were, but just putting it out there in a bit of a film sense. But he saw that, and he saw similar to what JC saw. He said not exactly the same, but similar, because it's that energy that's down there, and them think you know what I'm going on about. So, so it was interesting, and how he sees things, and then Mark Atwood was like, well, this is just the beginning, just like Mr. T said, because it is, and that's what people are getting confused. And he also said about the gentleman said also about the wall that Trump always went on about putting the wall up. It didn't just mean that wall around Mexico that needed to be put up because of what was happening with the trafficking, but also the fence that's up in DC. We all know why that's up in DC, because DC isn't an American, it's not part of America, and that's what people have to get into their heads. Some people go, well, what are you talking about? Well, go and do your research. It's not part of America. So obviously Mr. T isn't going to be president of DC because it's not part of America. So that means he still is. But it's all being played out the way it is. It's all being played out the way it should. So not even, what's the word, rattled by any of it at all. As you can tell, because I've always been going on about it, pretty calm. Not screaming and shouting about any of it. And that's why Mark also said, because we all know, if you were into Q ages ago, or you don't have to be into Q to know this, the triangle is London, banking, DC, military, and the Vatican, religion. Now, I feel there's more darker energies going on in them places, so you probably might be feeling more darker energies the nearer to London you are, lower energies, people going on screaming all that, because it is part of, I wouldn't say even that that's part of the Rothschilds bankers. You've got DC all going on, half of those are waking up now who thought they'd voted you know who in. in DC because the lower energies are there, the Democrats, the Democrats, you know what I mean? And then you've got the Vatican. We all know what's going on there. So I'd say it's been a beautiful sunny day today, but I would say the more you probably, if you live in London, or the more nearer to London you live, I'm not saying you're evil, I'm saying you might be sensing a lot of negative energies within other people around you in that area because it's quite hyped up down there with that sort of energy. Even though that energy is going on everywhere, but if you know what I mean about that triangle of that energy, what's going on. So that's what people need to realise with the whole thing of DC isn't part of America. The sleeping people, I don't like to say that word, but we do, and it's the truth. You say that to them and they think you're fucking batshit crazy. Like, it's not even part of America. What do you mean it's not part of America? It's like, go and do your homework. Do you know what I mean? So if you think about it, somebody has put a fence up to keep them in. They're all they're on lockdown. They're on the real lockdown, so they can't get out. That's going to be seen. Mr. B is president of nothing. He's not been on a plane. He's not been doing anything. He's not been going around the world. He's not been doing nothing. Well, he can't, can he? Because he can't get out. And also, he's been sat in the White House, signing shit all day. Doesn't even look like there's anything on it to make people think, what is he signing? And a lot of people are rising even after the Democrats now, like, what the hell is going on? It's just all being played out. But the more you know with all that stuff, the more you don't need to freak out because you're like, it's all happening. What you need to do is concentrate on yourself and recharge your batteries up because, you know, like I said the other day, we are in a spiritual war, a silent war. And a spiritual war means there's forces at bay that you can't even see, but you can feel them. So the more you put your armour of God on, brilliant. And also, yeah, USA is a great country. Cumbria is also, yeah. And also, Mark Atwood was saying, the guy on the Mark Atwood show was saying, I'll come into chat in a minute, was, no, it's not part of America, yeah, it doesn't matter where he is, JP. What I'm saying is DC isn't part of America. That's what I don't care where he is. What I'm trying to say is, and you don't know because sometimes they'll say certain people in certain places and they've already filmed certain things. I'm not saying he in there, but what I'm talking about DC, not actual Mr. Freakoid. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, exactly. So, the guy who was in Mark Atwood's show was saying he went back to a Q post ages ago, and this is what lit me up again. Do you remember when the I don't know, I'm not looking into any of it at the minute, I'm just letting it play out and I'm chilling out. Do you remember when I think it just said where we go, when we go, I can't remember, it was just a meme of an angel, you know, with the sword of truth, armour up, it was all that armour up in the God, do you remember, the armour up in the, you know, armour of God and the shield, or whatever it was, that saying, because an angel, and this guy was talking about angels, and I think I got very lit up when I first saw that post because I thought, it is a spiritual war. We are all angels that are doing this, do you know what I mean? There are angels about, there are all that stuff that's going on. Yeah, it is, Alan, that it's DC is the military, all controlled, you know, London is the banking systems, Rothschilds and all that, and the Vatican is religion, is the control of it all. So, yeah, all makes sense, you know. Oh, yeah, Gavin, well, that goes on because they revert everything. I mean, I'm not even watching it because it's totally tell what's going on with it all. It's pretty easy to see. Look, too many people want facts. It's like pretty easy to see when it's critical thinking of what actually is going on. Yeah, see, Linda's saying she speaks to the angels. I do. It's like I said, you'll hear me say that more and more now, working with that energy, because it's an energy, and if you're manifesting that energy's turning into. That's why a lot of people say, when a form comes in, a spirit form, it will come in but like, I'm not talking about all that sort of stuff in chat because I'm not talking about that, but yeah, exactly. That's why Biden came in a private jet. He didn't come on an Air Force One. He'd be on Air Force One. He ain't been doing nothing. Do you know what I mean? That he should be doing. But when we're talking about spirit here, so when like you'd say spirit realm or whatever you want to say it is, comes in, they normally say it comes in a form that you would understand. So if you're putting out that it's angel, it's going to morph into that. It's going to manifest that energy of that intelligence is going to morph into, you know, the thing you believe it is. That's why I say be careful, because if you're someone who's very negative, and you believe in doom and gloom and this, that, and the other, and you start tuning into something, it's not going to come in as a good energy form, is it? It's going to feed off your negativity, which will then transform, whatever the right word is, into manifesting into a manifestation of a form that is negative. You know? Yeah, angels are always with us. That's what I said at the beginning. Sort of energy's always been here. You know what I mean? So, I'm just making a cuppa. I'll be right back. So, and it is that thing of what you believe it is. You know what I mean? So that's what manifests. But that's personally what I believe. Now, they were just talking about all that, so I'm not going to play more because you can go and check it out. It was syncing up with me a lot this morning. As soon as I woke up, I was like, no way. No way. And then I'm going to see if I can try and bring up my orbs for you on camera, but I can post it after anyway. This was from today before I came on. So, yeah. Don't know if it's this one. Is it this one? Right, hang on. Don't know if it'll pick up in this light. I'm talking. It was a longer one I did for you all. Is it this one? No, it's not that one. This one. Not that one. I was listening to Mark Atwood actually, funnily enough. Right. I was talking on it, I think. Because I interact with him a lot. It's not dust people. And they come to the light because they would do, because it's light's plasma as well, so energy. Thank you, Julie. People with unopened minds call it dust. Yes, you'll see dust sometimes because it's flying around in the energy, obviously, but dust isn't spherical. I get a lot of it. I only put it on sometimes to show people. They don't want me to show all the time. don't know if you can see the coming round here and the blue and green light here. Hi, Rita. Did you see that one? That light, did you see that go? Because I was asking in my head as well. I'll show you that again. Watch. Did you see it shoot up? So you may be seeing things more and more. Yes, it is Effie. They don't speak as we do. That's what I was saying at the beginning. The communication is through sound, vibration, our inner knowing. That's how I understand it to be. Angels talk. Exactly, Effie. That's what I said at the beginning. They're not in a physical form, so they don't communicate the same way we do. You're welcome, Susie Q. Yeah, dust doesn't do that, Susie Q said. No, it doesn't. People say particles of light. Well, what are particles of light?
Thank you.
See? Thank you. Guess I don't really need to put it up because you're seeing it now. Yeah, they do have fun because I acknowledge them. I'm not in fear, so.
Angels. So just watching something on that would show.
But yeah, I'll put it on after Tapper.
Thank you.
Power's going.
Gonna get biblical, people.
Yeah, there is a consciousness behind them because they interact.
We go one, we go all. Can't stop what's coming.
There you go. So anyway, I'll put that. There was a little bit left, but I'll put that. You can watch it after. I'll download it after this because my battery's about to go on here. There was probably some other stuff I want to say, but I've got to go and do something now before I get too tired. But yes, just like yeah, Susie Q said, for something to move like that, they have a consciousness behind them. Yes, they do. And Lois said, people dismiss things so quickly these days. And they dismiss a lot of things because they listen to mainstream media saying that certain things are a load of baloney and they put stuff on and their stuff's true. And it's all to put people in fear as well. So you're not connecting to certain stuff. And like I said, if you believe it's something bad, you're going to probably morph that into some sort of bad energy anyway because you're lowering your frequency. Dolly has had some great orbs that I have slowed down so you can see them better. But they were on my old channel. Yeah, they were. Oh, thank you, Mandy, for the super chat. Thank you. So I don't know if any of this is resonating with some of you. I know a lot of it will do. Like I said, this is just me sharing my path of what I believe things to be. It's not saying anyone's wrong or right. It's just my belief in what I believe is going on. And it is going on with me. It's an experience. It's the experiences I'm having. And when they sync up with people that I'm putting out on my channel, you know, people that I'll give a shout out to, and like, you know, you watch The Abyss, you wake up, Gina's got the thing that looks like The Abyss, everyone, yeah, a lot of people talking about plasma stuff, but the thing is, it's happening more and more, and I know you know, if I only come into it a couple of years ago with the whole orb thing, that's beautiful. But because I'm not in fear, 47 and 47, 47 in chat, 47 thumbs up, validation right there for me with the numbers. That's how they communicate as well. They do that all the time. So like I said a few weeks ago, or whenever it was, if you know how that them realms of consciousness coming through numbers, frequencies and all that, just like Rob said before, Effie said before, they communicate to us through, when we're speaking, it holds a frequency and a vibration, so they know my frequency and vibration, and they come in very light. A lot of the white light orbs are pure light, you know, God source orbs, if you want to say benevolent, I would call it. It's normally the darker ones that aren't. So my frequency of what I hold, they know my frequency, because like I said before, if you pass on to energy, I believe that if we don't see each other as a form of a physical form, you would know your friends or your family by their frequency, their signature. 47 again then. And when I had before this goes off, when I had a quantum healing session, I got asked, and this is what the guy says on Mark Outwards as well, when he got regressed. When I went in that, I was more in the future. I was in the cosmos, and when I got asked down to look at my feet, I didn't have feet. I was just energy, blue, actually. I was just an energy, but I was conscious, and it was great. And that's how I see things when in my mind's eye, a lot of my stuff's either cosmic, water sometimes, and sometimes like somewhere like what you perceive Mars to be, because I keep seeing this land that's very dusty and red, and I'm like, well, and the words kept coming in Mars, and I'm like, well, what I don't know what that's all about. But anyway, when it looks like you're flying over something, normally it's either been a lot of trees, quite earthy, or in water, which I got just before I go. When I did the crystal bath today, that's why I say if you do crystal bath, you don't have to have crystals, but a crystal bath will energise you. You have to go over my community page, 47 in the house. You have to go over the community page to see what I wrote about that. Tomorrow is going to be, hi Jimmy, it's going to be an affirmation I'm going to put out. So you can choose your own affirmation, but I'm going to keep putting that out every day when I remember to put an affirmation out, to be kind to yourself. What I saw in my mind's eye was beautiful. I was so calmed when I got out of that bath this morning, and it puts it into your crystals as well, as I saw a lot of going down some sort of like wormhole tunnel. I can't even think what it was now. That was greeny blue, and oh, what was it now? It might have been some sort of water form. And then it was cosmic, because it was like I was in space. Well, in the ethers, whatever. It was just full of stars all turning around, and I was like, oh my god, this is so. It was so relaxing to watch in my mind's eye what was playing out in my mind's eye. You know, like you see things. If you know what I'm talking about, you'll get what I'm saying. I was just like, oh my god, this is beautiful, and I came out that bath so energized. It was beautiful. Do I eat the what? What's that mean? Slices of what's quincy? I need to do my quinny juice actually, talking about that. Oh, showing up on your camera. Yeah, everyone's seen a lot of plasma forms, so. Oh yeah, because you've got a CCT camera, because Gina's was on CCT camera. Oh yeah, hang on a minute. See, a lot of people will poo-hoo things like, oh, it's the light off, there's something or other of the blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's Susie Q's there. I don't know if you can, probably can't see on this, on the light up here. But yeah, I can see it. So I'd just like to say what the whole point of this was is a lot of people are saying now on other channels, as I said, it's syncing up, that a lot of people are seeing certain things we've been talking about are coming into, actually people are starting to sense and see things now, because we knew this was going to come in, more and more of people sensing slowly, because people don't want to be freaked out. The more people get used to it, the more they're not going to be in fear. So this isn't going to happen overnight. This, I call that a bit of disclosure as well with certain things going on. We've got to let people catch up, and then if they're not in fear, it's not going to be bad energy. So it could be over the next few years. That doesn't mean, oh no, we've got to wait. No, because it's happening within people, and the more you know, we won't need the government to tell us, hey, this disclosure is this disclosure. But like, we don't give a toss about what you say, because we know it's happening, because a lot of people we're all experiencing it. So, do you know what I mean? I don't even know what that is. What? What we eating? What's that? What is it? Took my boots and socks off this morning, but I was like resting against a tree. Yeah, I've got no socks on now. I'm like, what? Sometimes you walk around and it's freezing, but you got no socks on. I sat out in the sun today. It was absolutely beautiful up north today. It was absolutely this. It was cold, but the sun was actually gorgeous. I went and got a bit of sun for about 10-15 minutes with a brew in the garden because it was absolutely gorgeous. And I was just like, yes, woohoo! Put some intentions out there for the world that I did. But yeah. So I'm gonna go because my this is about to go off. I've got to go and do some energy work anyway on something that I'll be telling you about in a bit. Yeah, and then got a few things to do tomorrow, but I'm just putting this out there because people are talking about it, and I'm just hope maybe you'll comment after of like, you know, if you're all having these experiences as well. All right, jam. Okay, yeah, jam. I twisted my arm. Oh. So yeah, see what you're all saying. Oh, we got 50 and 50 in chat and 50 thumbs up. So thanks all for coming in. Thanks for the great moderators. And thanks for the super chat off. I can't remember who it was now. Does it say up here? I can't go back on the thingy. Thanks for the super chat off the person who put the super chat in. I can't remember the name now. Thank you very much. That is very much appreciated. Yeah, and I will post my orb video straight after this. Like I said, you can check me out on Instagram. If you're into looking at any of my crafts and things that I put up there. Watch out for my elephant picture. It's not finished yet, but yellow fruits that look like an apple and pear. So, oh, okay, so it's like a fruity jam. That sounds nice. Much love and all blessings. Thank you as always, Dolly. You're very welcome. Thank you, Deanie. But yeah, you know, and all I'll say is this show gets better and better. I know there's a lot of stuff going on, you know, that's not good, but at the end of the day, it has been quite exciting, hasn't it? You've got to admit, it's like, because you don't know what's coming. Oh, before I go, hang on a minute. Selenite hat. Oh, the person, I think I call her Sky, I don't think she's in. Thank you for letting the person know that where I got this from, I shouted out the other day, they went over to eBay and mentioned it, and she messaged me back and was like, thank you, someone told me that you showed your stuff on my show. And I was like, oh, and I ordered a top thing off eBay. It might have been secondhand or whatever, and I was laughing because the person's name was actually Flannery Fashion. And I was like, no way, another coincidence, because that's my second name. It was hilarious. Probably what I meant no sense to people, but I'm just going to do a quick angel cards. Let's see if we can talk about angels. Let's get a bit of an angel card going before I go. So, yeah, thanks all for coming in. So remember, if you're doing Loveyuary for the whole of February, Loveyuary, giving you a bit of yourself, love to yourself, checking what I'm doing, but you can do your own, and I'll be putting that up tomorrow, my affirmation. So let's get a card in. See what we've got today. This is how spirit works as well. They work through many different deviations. A lot of people get scared about it because they reckon it's told, oh, you mustn't do this, you mustn't do that. Yeah, they would tell you that. I'm quite a visual person, so, you know, pictures people. There are no coincidences, though, I know, and that's the thing. They'll be like to say that, but we know. I know that. Everything's the way it's meant to be. Yeah, let's see what angel cards we get. Messages, I should say. Oh, there we go. We've got two. We have got Bridget. I've heard people talking a lot about Bridget lately, actually, funnily enough. Caution is warranted. Look deeper into this situation before proceeding further. Yvonne. You have a special bond with animals. Your pets on earth and in heaven are watched over by the angels. Who's the person with the cat? It's got cats on it. Look. Yay, nice message. See? My cards always match up. Bridget what? No, Bridget is called, not Bridge what? Bridget. Not Bridge it. Caution is warranted. Look deeper into this situation before proceeding. Well, whatever situation you're looking into, be careful. But that is Ace, and it's got green energy as well because that's high energy, love, and the person who talked about the cat before. See? Not a coincidence, is it? So there's a message for you which said, again, you have a special bond with animals. Your pets on earth and in heaven are watched over by angels. Yay! So that's a nice little message to throw out there before I go. I don't know if the person's still in with the cat. I hope they are to get this message, but are they still there? But yeah, you could say Bridget as well, yeah. Bridge the rainbow, Bridget, rainbow. Yeah, I know. So if the person is watching who said something about the cat, they may have gone, I don't know, but there you go. So that is a nice message to put out there. Coffee donations, yeah, there's coffee donations and my email address is in live chat, and also there's a super chat if anyone wants to throw anything before I go, but I am going now. Thank you very much. Oh, and the lovely Lois has put that in, and she has put my link into live chat for Instagram. If you want to go and check me out over there, where I got my super pink protection glasses today, not for the you know what, because I'm not into all that. I just mean for when I'm filing stuff and that, and they were pink, and I was like laughing like, yeah, it makes everything look pink and rosy. Message from your angel from Doreen Virtue. Yeah, these are messages from angels, yeah, and they are Doreen Virtue. Yes, I know the story about Doreen Virtue, but these are just the little ones. But as we were talking about angels, I thought I'd better get my angel cards out. I'm going to have to love and leave you. Yes, thank you, Kevin Jack. Well, I'm going now anyway, so yes, thank you. God bless everyone. So you mentioned God and flipping disconnect me, so I'm going to go. Yeah, and God bless you all in chat, and just keep calm and chill out and don't get too caught up in everything. I keep putting this out. Do you join in with Love You Harry? Love You Harry. And just keep the vibrations up, and I was going to go, I'll see you. And I thought it was Friday and it's Monday. Oh my God. So yeah, I will see you soon. Thanks all for coming in. Bye.